Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Dark Souls. This is Vicas, and today we're just gonna go exploring a little bit. No main path stuff, because there's actually a bunch of places that we can end up going that we haven't checked out yet. The first of which is this weird kind of church structure behind Chaos Witch Quelaag. Now we can see something that looks a lot like an elevator, but doesn't really seem to do anything. And there's a door over this way, but often you'll find a message around here, and boy, it would kind of suck if the messages had disappeared, but this wall over here looks a little bit fake. Hello there.
Oh dear, what have we here? Are you a new servant?
Yes.
But you have no eggs. No matter. Go along and have audience with our fair lady. I pray that you will mind your manners.
Once we let this guy get out of the way, we get access to a bonfire. And also to, another spider lady. This one doesn't look quite so menacing, admittedly. Let's first, spend these souls. Maybe have a little chat. I'm not entirely sure what I want here. We're actually only level 26. I haven't been leveling up very much, honestly. And a little more health, that might be good. And then some strength. Strength is good. There we go. 5,000 is a lot less scary. You'll notice that this bonfire is actually kindled, and of course we haven't seen it before. We didn't even need to light it. Which pretty much means that she's a firekeeper. Not too much to say, but we can talk. We can reinforce the Estus Flask, which is helpful, I guess. Since we kind of lost our last firekeeper. Alright, Estus Flask +2. Anything else? Didn't think so. Yeah, it's just the one from Blighttown. However, it seems like there's a bit of a language barrier here, and we might just have something that could help with that. If you take the old witch's ring, seemingly useless, and put it on.
Quelaag, my dear sister.
Oh dear.
Quelaag, what is it?
So, this is the fair lady. She isn't really referred to by anything else. And she is the sister of Quelaag, the spider lady that we kind of just killed.
Quelaag, my dear sister. The eggs, it hurts. They've gone still. I am afraid it may be too late. I am so sorry, dear sister.
And it seems that she thinks that we are Quelaag for some reason. Possibly because we can understand her, which is apparently more than anyone else can really do.
I'll be fine. I have you, dear sister. But promise me that you will take care of yourself.
Oh, that kind of casts the whole boss fight in a very different light. And in fact, the more that we go into the story of Quelaag and her siblings, the more that we'll kind of learn that we were really the intruders in this case.
I'll be fine, but prompt that you willed.
As is, we can also enter a covenant with her, so...
Enter a covenant again. Of course. Let me try.
We could join the Chaos Servant, which basically makes us a servant of the Fair Lady. For our troubles, we get a pyromancy. I haven't really explained much about how covenants work, because most of them are PvP covenants. This one is actually one of the few, if not only, PvE covenants. Basically, most covenants you can level up by giving certain items to the covenant owner, and usually you get those items through the PvP related activities or co-op related activities of that covenant. But with this covenant, it's just humanity. You give humanity to the Fair Lady, and that levels it up, and that gets you certain rewards. Most of which are at least useful, one of which is necessary for a side quest that they just really would never tell you about otherwise. So, now that we've done that, we can offer humanity. Why not? So, in one of the less well-designed things here, Covenants in Dark Souls are extremely opaque. There are 3 levels, like 3 tiers of Covenant allegiance that you can be in with most Covenants. Some have fewer. And there is absolutely no way to tell how far you are into a Covenant except to just know this is how many humanity or sunlight medals or whatever I've given at this point. Or to get the rewards that you get for them. I believe it's 30 humanity for the highest level of reward in the Covenant. I think there might also be a UI symbol that says, like, instead of saying your Covenant is Chaos Servant, it might say Chaos Servant +1, but it's been quite a while, so I don't quite remember. I don't know if she has anything else to say right now. Yep. Unfortunate.
Do be safe.
Well, this is uncomfortable. And then there's also this guy over here who we can still talk to.
You speak the tongue of the fair lady? Well, do not be rash with your pride. You have yet to earn my trust. If you try anything funny with the fair lady, there will be hell to pay.
So, this is Eingi. I have literally no idea if I'm saying that correctly. He is a servant of the Fair Lady, and I believe he's a lot more hostile to you if you don't have the Witch's Ring at this point, where he's just like, you go ahead and talk to her, but I don't really trust you. Here, he's like, I still don't really trust you, but she could probably use the company, so it's established immediately that he can't speak to her.
There is no time for idle chat. Think only of our fair lady and what she may need.
Right now he's pretty business-oriented, so let's see. You can actually buy from him a list of all the people who are Daughters of Chaos, and this actually acts as like a leaderboard for the Covenant who has given the most humanity. It's such a weird little thing because it doesn't really mean anything, and if you actually check it, this is the PC version, so like the people who've played it and like hacked in huge scores are all at the top, so it's kind of funny. Online play item. Check servants, the Daughters of Chaos. Eggbearer Eingi keeps this roster of those who serve his master, a daughter of chaos. Aingi praises those who offer significant humanity, Jesus, I can't read tonight, or any night, to alleviate his master's suffering. But what is praise from Aingi really worth? Boy, I never read that item before. It's sort of like, it's sort of a meta joke, where like there's, after you get the 3rd level of the Covenant, there's not much left to this. Like, wow, I had never read that Covenant item before. That's hilarious. It does mention that the Master, the Fair Lady, is a daughter of Chaos, and I mean, you could sort of figure that out with Quelaag being Chaos Witches, but it does sort of slot another piece of the puzzle where the start of the story mentioned the Witch of Izalith and her Daughters of Chaos, and it seems that we've come across our first instance of these Daughters of Chaos, so kind of fills in another piece of the puzzle. And again, anything that we happen to learn about these spider ladies and about anything else around us may fill in more of the pieces. But while we're here, let's take a quick trip over down this path. We continue to have the spider egg motif. We also have a few more of these servants in this demon ruins. Really quite a different place. You see that we actually have finally gotten entirely underground. There's no hint of sky here. And there's also some beautiful Romanesque columns around here. I mean, obviously there's also Bloom City down there. And tantalizing hints of what might be over. I really like the way that this is all, like, put together. That said, we're not exactly here to explore. Really, it's more just a quick side trip. You'll notice that these guys are actually aggressive. Oh god, oh, that's gross. Why would you do that to me? Oh god, that's even worse. So these enemies, when you get like when you kill the egg things, they turn into these creepy fucking worms. And they are designed to be extremely fucking annoying. Like, it's really difficult to hit them. They're very small, they do a lot of damage and a lot of poise damage. It really is like, you recognize you're not supposed to kill these guys because of the enemies that they spawn being so much worse than the first form. Frankly, it is not even worth fighting this. Ugh, that was gross. I'm trying to be sly here, but honestly, I'm trying to get something to happen, and I'm legitimately not sure if what just occurred is enough to guarantee it or not. Maybe we'll worry about that later. This place is giving me the creeps. Oops, not this way. So, it turns out that worm attack that, didn't do all that much damage actually had a bit of a side effect. Ugh. Maybe we should go get this checked out. I sort of planned this poorly, but I didn't actually realize that it would be this quickly. Granted, I don't think we're going to have any other reason to come down here for a bit, so we might as well get it taken care of. Because this is a bit gross. I'm not a fan of this at all. Ugh. Okay, so we had an egg vermifuge with us, which could have taken this creepy-ass egghead parasite thing off, but turns out Aingi might have a little bit more to say to us now that we've gotten with the picture, I guess, a little bit more.
Well, now, you're just like me. Your dedication is fully apparent. Only, well, your head looks awful.
Thanks.
Why not try this? I've no use for it any longer.
Thanks.
Oh, hello. What is it that you need?
So suddenly, once we've shown our dedication, let's say, Aingi opens up quite a bit more. Let's see what he has to say.
In all honesty, I am envious. What comfort can I offer without speaking her tongue? Worse than undead, we are diseased and unwanted, like the grime of the great swamp. But my dear fair lady, she cried for me and swallowed the great blight pus, despite Mistress Quellard's orders to the contrary. So that line, all on its own, tells just a ton of story. And I really like that this is the sort of thing that's hidden behind such a, like, eclectic unlock condition, honestly. Like, most people, or at least a lot of people who haven't heard about it online, don't even know about this whole egg parasite from the worms thing. It's sort of something that just happens to you and confuses the fuck out of you. And it actually gives you a ton of world context, a ton of story context, you know, context about the fair lady herself. Like, I really love this whole creepy-ass section. Worse than like that, my dear.
Yep. And yes, he also now sells egg vermifuges and 2 pyromancies that we can't purchase because they're expensive as fuck. And I believe these are unlocked for getting the egg in your head and becoming friends with him. Poison Mist. Unique pyromancy crafted by Aingi, considered a heretic even at the Great Swamp. Create poison mist. Aingi became an egg-bearing undead who serves a deformed young girl who speaks an unintelligible tongue. Toxic Mist. Unique pyromancy crafted by Aingi, considered a heretic even at the Great Swamp. Creates intense poison mist. Why was Aingi driven from the Great Swamp? One can only need cast this pyromancy, a perverse diversion of the art of fire, to find out. And then the items that he sells even give some context about the Eggman himself. So it turns out he's a pyromancer. He was cast out by even the people of the Great Swamp, and by this point in the game, you've already met Laurentius, most likely. So you sort of already have this idea of the people of the Great Swamp as this sort of downtrodden people. You know, Laurentius is very clearly an outcast, he says so himself, and this is a person who was kicked out of that society. And the reason being is that he performed forbidden pyromancy, which you could of course consider to be the only sin given the reverence with which Laurentius treats it. And then you also get the sort of commentary about how the Fair Lady ended up in this state that she's in, where she sucked up the blight pus out of the denizens of Blighttown, and how it healed them, but obviously at great cost to her. And that's why she has so many devoted servants from this. So it's sort of, it's one of the neat little side stories that you can easily go through the entire game without ever seeing anything about it, but it gives this context to the world that you wouldn't see anywhere else. I really like it. But I really fucking hate this creepy ass egghead. Ugh. Ugh. Let's never speak of that again. And this time I'm actually gonna go to Firelink Shrine. Fuck.